そうだ、味方だぜ。
Hello, and welcome everyone to D6 Dawn Rite, where I, RCM, bring together various friends from all across the internet to play a D&D live stream show. As usual, the way that we start this, we have our two wonderful sponsors. First and foremost, our paid sponsor, the people over at the deckofmany.com. They create wonderful and amazing and also just beautiful looking just cards, D&D reference cards for monsters, for conditions, for weapons, for anything that you could possibly need ever at your table. So if you ever decide to do a live a live game with your friends or family, hopefully, you should definitely pick up a pack of the deck of many monsters and various other cards. They've also have the animated spells all the way up to level 4, and also as well as their Humblewood project as well, which I really suggest go checking out. You can download the free PDF right now if you go and check out the deckofmany.com for your RPG reference cards and various other amazing other just media in general. So that is the deckofmany.com. Second of all, our other sponsors, the people that continue to support the show, that continue to support me and also the channel and everything that we do, is the wonderful patrons over on Patreon. If you guys don't know, we have wonderful patrons like X Shadow and Neko X. This name is taken, and none other than the amazing Philip Warden, who is actually the first and only $250 patron currently standing. And I also want to shout out to him because he's going to be leaving the country to go work for a little while over in India to do what he usually does, and I want to send him my best wishes, and I hope that he travels well and that he remains healthy, and I hope he has a safe return flight back home when he does. So thank you, patrons over on Patreon. And at that point, all of my players, you may now awaken and rise. It is time to play your game and do some announcements as well.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
God damn.
I just found my harmonica somewhere, like, while I was cleaning up and doing some stuff. I was just like, oh, my harmonica from back when I was, like, 12. Okay, so
that goose medium.
So we got some announcements today, and I'm gonna Okay, so I have 4 announcements, and I'll get through them as fast as I can. So first and foremost, if you have not checked out the D6 Dawn Rite YouTube channel, I really suggest that you do. Please go and subscribe. I really appreciate everyone that does subscribe, and all of our VODs get uploaded the Saturday before the next game. So that is Saturday, then Sunday, and I upload at 9 a.m. first thing in the morning for these episodes, and I hope that you guys do go by and watch them. It's been amazing to watch a new channel grow. It's really interesting to go from, you know, where it started to where I want to right now. The second announcement is that a new spicy anime review has come out over on my channel. You can find a link down below. It is the Rising of the Shield Hero, which you can see my friend Ember, which is ironic for his name, as he did his take of a spicy anime review. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Third update. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to have to say. So in case you guys don't know, this microphone is not my microphone. This microphone belongs to a studio that I work at, in case you all don't know. During last week, they had asked if they can have it back. So I have to give it back. So at that point, I want to let you guys know that I hope that if we do end up getting any donations, I am going to try and get a new microphone in. I do have high hopes. I do have whatever hope ends up happening. But if you guys want to be able to help and support the channel, and help, and whatever gets left over will go back into the Twitch channel. But I have to turn this back over to the people that actually own it. So I want to thank my studio for allowing me to borrow it for as long as I have. But it's not mine, and it needs to go back to them. And my last announcement, as usual, so in case you guys don't know, when I got a whole brick of miniatures, I got a whole bunch of codes for the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you are not signed up with Idle Champions, or you haven't started your Idle Champions game just yet, over on Twitter, if you use hashtag D6DR as well as hashtag Idle Champions, along with one of your favorite moments from tonight's show, I will just pick a code, and one of these codes will get you an exclusive golden epic card, 5 gear-filled gold chests, I will never say that correctly, and 1,000,000 gold. So if you guys are interested in getting your first big step into the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm game, then by all means, let us know what you thought of tonight's episode over on Twitter. I would love to hear what you have to show and say. Okay, so that is me. All right, so as the usual go around goes, Boo, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty okay. I got nothing really going on, but I am open for commissions every weekend. If I ever do end up doing anything, you can find me at Boo Radley pretty much everywhere. But for now, I'm just chilling and working.
Awesome, good to know. Next up is Bracky.
Hi, I am Braki, aka Brachyzoid. I play River, the Halfling Fighter. I stream at twitch.tv/Brachyzoid. I sometimes doodle, I sometimes play games. And I am in charge of telling you if you want to share some fan art or work or anything you want to discuss regarding the campaign, you can do it in Twitter by doing hashtag D6DR.
Yes. And also, to note that we do have our opening slideshow, so whatever new art comes in, we'll be adding it to the slideshow at the beginning of the show. All right. Caitlin, how you know?
Oh, hello. I'm Caitlin C37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Caitlin C37. I paint. I paint commissions. I work on those commissions usually on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So, commissions are open. You find me there. That's about it.
All right, and of course, Mal, how you know?
I'm doing all right. Nothing to announce. I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sir_Malovic, and it's mostly gaming and occasionally doodling.
Awesome. All right, Zito, how you doing?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/Zito, where you can find me doing a whole bunch of things, including playing indie games, new stuff that just came out, being a hype man for that. You can also find me doing artwork or doing some homebrew stuff for 5e. Speaking of which, the one thing I do want to announce is my latest creation, Bin, is currently up on DM's Guild as of right now. If you want to play like a third of a Beholder's Power in a small little package that Caitlin even drew some artwork for.
Hey.
Yes, you can find that up on DM's Guild right now, and you can get it for free. But I ask like, hey, maybe $1.99. Could you do that? I don't even get the full $1.99. I probably get like 99 cents out of it.
Oh, because they have to. They take.
It's a royalty thing.
Yeah.
They take 50% of what you make.
Ah, I see. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, so one of these days, now that that's over, I now have to do a 3 a.m. brain session, so that'll probably be an upcoming stream.
I love your 3 a.m. brain stuff. All right.
It's good brain stuff.
Oh yeah, it's good brain stuff. And last but not least, none other. How you now, Terrence, Mr. Dry Guy?
Man, this French Earl Grey is delicious. Oh crap, we're actually streaming right now. Hey, hi, what's up? Don't mind me just guzzling tea. I actually just woke up as per usual. In terms of announcements, I have been doing a lot of voice acting. When it drops, I'll let you know. As of right now, it hasn't dropped because I literally recorded everything in the span of one whole Friday for like 6 hours straight. So
Oh wow.
it was. I was in the recording booth for literally 6 whole hours, nothing but tea and water. But whenever all that stuff drops, you'll see it all posted on my Twitter, which you can follow me at Terrence Drive VA on Twitter. So if you want to see all the cool stuff coming out soon, just go look there. That's all I got.
All right, good to know. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay. So, that being said, I think that's pretty much everything. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on into tonight's episode of D6 Underground. Yeah. All right. So, where we had last left off. So, where we had last left off, our adventurers had made it to Croc, which is a dwarven mountain city that is mined and looked over by the stone warden guard after completing a mission that a travel agency had commissioned the party for. After defeating some bugbears, spending the last couple of weeks and running out of rations, stopping to Krog and collecting their bounty, the party at that point decided to spend the day recouping, getting more rations, and preparing for whatever travels up ahead. Until River, who had heard a name being passed by in the streets, somebody related a cousin of hers who had been locked down below in the Ironclad, which is the prison here in Krog. So, after a little canoodling and a little bit of back and forth, a visitation Rite ended up talking to none other than Leroy Dustlake, and in which the conversation seems like he had lost his mind, seemed a bit odd, and was put into the sorcerer's ward as he is deemed too dangerous to be left with the other prisoners. After a couple of checks that weren't done on stream, sorry guys, we were running out of time. After a couple of checks, and after forging a somewhat legal document claiming that they need Leroy transferred to Arario, had met with Lady Platepus, who is the head of the Platepus family, one of the 3 big families here in Krog, as she owns the platinum mines and various other rare minerals and materials. After spending a bit of time talking with guards, setting up a meeting, spending an hour waiting on this woman, finally was introduced to Lady Platepus with a very Bette Midler kind of ambiance to her. Greeted them, and that is where we stand. So, as she stares at all of you... Oh, Ember. So, thank you, Ember. As she stares at all of you, and she's like, so... none other than the House of Metilius to come see a Platypus and company. So, how may I assist all of just you? And she points at Canis.
Helena lightly pushes him forward.
Good day meeting you, ma'am. It's a simple matter. There was a prisoner that your family had put away for, I believe, stealing your heirloom hammer, or attempting to at least.
Oh, that one. About 2 years ago, to my memory. Yes, quite an infuriating individual. But he did admit to his own crimes, so I saw fit that the hand of judgment was necessary to have him placed within the ironclad. What do you
Well, if
want
he
with
was
him?
It's a simple matter of transferring him over to Arario to be better under the watchful eye of Bahamut, if you would.
I'm sorry? No. As I do understand that while the Matilius house is quite renowned, I simply cannot just give a prisoner away. That's ridiculous. What power do you even have?
And this will raise an eyebrow at that.
Oh shit. Got the power question.
Oh,
Ooh!
I'm fairly certain I have more than enough to deal with this prisoner.
By what authority?
By the authority of House Matilius and that of Bahamut himself.
And what are his crimes? A transfer like this is ridiculous at the best if you just wish for him to be whisked off away. He's in the ironclad for a reason.
Just out of character for a sec, have we come up with a reason for taking it besides we want him?
No, we haven't.
The thing.
As far as the document that you guys had forged, it had mentioned that he had that there had been some investigation and probably some leading crimes that he may have taken from an Aurario vault before, but there's
Even including your family, like that's the reason you're so supposed to be involved.
Right, that he also wronged my family.
Yeah.
Okay. Something to go off of besides you guys making me wing this shit.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that we.
hey,
talked
you were
about
doing
that.
great so far. Don't worry
been a
about
You
it.
got it. You got it, buddy.
You got this. You got charisma.
Well, besides your family, it has recently come to light that he may have also stolen from my family. And do you not think it just that he also serve out his sentence to Arario as well as to Croc?
make a persuasion check, and this is under the pretense that she's already read a bit of the document that you handed to her.
All right.
Do you remember what you rolled
ain't
for that
good.
document?
I rolled like a 13 on the document.
Okay.
14, if I recall.
14?
14.
I think so.
I only got an 11 on the persuasion.
As much as I would understand that if he does have outstanding crimes in Arario, I would have been more than happy to have him whisked away, a problem that the Ironclad no longer needs. However, he has some semblance of importance and also has become a valuable asset to the Ironclad on many different levels.
He's just trapped on them.
Important how if you simply have him locked in the prison currently? And as far as I've heard, he's been quite the bother to them as well.
I would say it's much like quid pro quo. While he does rampage every now and again, and we let him blow off his steam, as most mages do, we also find that he is a very rare specimen that some arcanists have taken a very invested look into.
Is he willing in all of this?
I have no idea. During this, you see she has a very creeping smile, almost, once again, like that face Bette Midler makes.
I'll roll that insight.
Go ahead.
You hiding something, lady. I'm gonna find out what it is.
She's shifty.
People I know, I'm going to incite her too.
Anytime someone rolls their breath before they fight, like when they start doing that, you know fucking something's up. I like some Slotio. Give it to me. Oh shit! Nat 20.
Natural 20.
The entire thing would have been, which is good because I have an insight of only +2, but I rolled a.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
So Zito.
Yeah.
She lied through her teeth in that last sentence. She knows what's going on down there, and much to any realization of even reading books and how people are often treated in prisons, you get a sense that she's very aware of what's happening to this individual, and it's probably the equivalent of torture.
Ooh, yeah, you are corrupt as fuck, lady. Let's see. I can't really flat out say that to her face if she's not going to speak to me in any way, shape, or form. I want to look around and see if there's anything in the throne room that, like, plays to her taste.
There is, this is like a very fancy office. It's, it's much like the one in the House of Metilius, only this place is far more gaudy than anything you've ever seen. As much as you can look around, a lot of material possessions, especially rare gems, what looks to be extremely fine metals, and what looks to be a platform that's empty, and also just various other, documents and books, and what looks to be a ledger that sits in the center of the desk that is still open, and it looks like she had barely dried the ink before meeting you guys.
Is that any way legible from where we are?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
Please, rogue, do your rogue things.
What do your elven eyes see?
We believe.
Very Elvin.
14.
14?
That sucks, Elvin.
It is. It's a little bit sucky.
Unfortunately, it's not something that you can immediately see. The words are too small, and you're too far on the other end of the room to take any visual glance at the what looks to be very pristine and very small handwriting of this woman.
Would I be able to see it?
You can certainly try. This will be the last perception check on the book, though.
Cool. A 13 plus a 4, 17?
So kind of just like looking around and minding your own business, and while she is having this conversation with Canis, the back and forth of, the interpolitics of, a city and a kingdom, and how they've kind of have separate laws and how they deal with extradition. The moment that you see that she does happen to turn away, you kind of just look over. the ledger seems to be in documentation of the moving of gold and platinum, as well as trying to hire mercenaries because there is currently a problem down in the mines that have caused her a great amount of grief. It seems like it's also affecting her business as well.
Hey, Yarrow, I have a really fucking stupid idea.
Oh no.
What is
Oh,
this
boy.
stupid
How
idea?
stupid is it?
An idea that's so stupid, it's not only going to take up conjuration, but it's also going to take up benign transposition. I'd like to, at first, since while she's not looking, so I guess I'll sleight of hand that, conjure the book that has that book that Franz just looked at, and then benign transposition places with it, with the fake one.
Oh, you saucy bastard.
Ooh.
Do you have
Old
a
switcheroo?
Do you have a book to trade places with?
I have my spell book that I can just summon back.
You can also conjure an item.
Yeah, I can also conjure an item. That's minor conjuration.
Okay. So make a sleight of hand check, and I'm gonna say simply because Canis still has the attention of this woman, and she also seems to have a very keen eye just for him. At this right, just for him, and I need it would have been disadvantage, but it's going to be, you know, a
Flat.
straight. It's going to be a flat roll. So
Here I go.
yeah,
16.
16. Oh, you are so fucking lucky. So the infamous negative rolls that Aaron has today. So while she has the attention, you are kind of just still looking around, and you walk behind Garu, and you conjure what looks to be a replication of the book on the table, to the best of what you've been able to see. And then you do a benign transfer, and suddenly it seems like as if nothing had moved. You a slight glitch in the a slight glitch of vision, and the full ledger is in your hand now, and the ledger that you transferred with is now on the table, so it is now within your possession.
That was fucking slick.
Very well done.
You
Catatonic
beautiful
face.
Apsu, you.
The rogue would be proud.
The rogue is
I'm
proud.
gonna pass it to the rogue. He would be best to hold on to it than the fucking wizard.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
And
I'll just slip it under my cloak.
and with a I'm gonna say, you know, even with that sleight of hand, you guys just are passing off a book as if, you know, trading books between friends.
Yeah.
And it is now
I'm gonna
within your
give
possession.
I'm gonna give Lionel a very subtle fist bump while he does it.
Love
Y'all
fist
are gonna
bumps.
get me arrested.
Get me arrested.
You
All right.
all. Talking in general, it's this little fucks.
All right, so at this point, the conversation of extradition between Canis and Lady Platepus is coming down to I just simply cannot. It's just it would probably be at the best recommendation of an arcanist, and see how that would be handled.
If I may,
Yes.
is there really no other way to take this person with us? Is he not too much of a problem for you? Is it necessary to keep him here?
Or
She
perhaps an exchange.
she kind of crooks her head at you, River.
Shut up.
I'm a little curious. about you. Have you, in your native tongue, Jornada del Muerto, the tale of the journey of a dead man?
What?
More.
You see, it's so important to why he stays here is because we want to know more of what he is. And I personally think that maybe you should pick up the story yourself. She turns back to Canis. You would need a higher authority in order for this transfer to even be so much as recommended. Perhaps if you return back with a letter from the king or the queen.
You have that much authority over this person.
I am the head mistress of the House of Platypus, one of the 3 main houses of Croc. As if I would ever relinquish the idea or someone who is merely a pin to the greater sum of your city. Of course, there are other ways, and she begins to look at you, Canis. Perhaps.
Don't.
Perhaps.
I think we're done here.
In the concept of the idea, once again, quid pro quo. A royal house with a royal house. I am definitely in need of a young, strapping husband.
I think we're done here.
It's just so happens we actually know the queen, so I think we can do that very easily.
I doubt that.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Oh fuck.
Oh. She got the sass.
Make a deception check.
I want to fucking kill her, I swear.
Canis' soul is just currently leaving his body at the thought of marrying.
I know, you're just happy to be here.
You see your brain going, no, you're on your own, man, I'm gone.
Blue screen.
That is a 21.
21. And then
This happens every
she
time
begins
you want me
to.
be a diplomat.
When you do return with the letter from the queen, I will definitely take a look.
Sorry.
I thought
For a second, what happened?
I thought that was on Do Not Disturb. It's my notification. It is the best person in the world. That is my.
She has a fairy in a bottle hanging from the ceiling trying to escape.
Oh dear God.
To anyone curious, it is the greatest person in the world to me, and she is saying it's all gone to shit, Kupo.
Oh, God.
So, slightly accurate to the situation at hand. All right. And she begins to kind of twitch.
Is there anything we can do to, like, an exchange? Yeah, like this, an exchange of some sort. We can do. Is there anything we can do other than just have a paper? Do you have anything that you need to be done? They're pretty much good cell sorts.
She begins to look you all up and down.
I'm just the
I
pet.
suppose.
I'm just the pet mascot. Don't mind me.
There has been a great deal of issues down in one of my mines. I personally would like for it to cease. But I am not particularly sure any of you are suited for the job.
Is there any way we can prove it?
Trial by combat.
Carl perks up.
River says whispering.
I feel like you're just trying to trick us into doing more of your dirty work.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
What about us gives you the thought that we're not ready for it?
I suppose, if you're so curious. There's been a rampant attack recently of some drones. Even though they had gone extinct so many years ago, after the turn of the century, the age of esoteric began, so they say. They started popping up like weeds in a field. And as of recent, they have taken a great dislike to my miners. And I am in desperate need of a very particular diamond that they had taken.
Drown? That goes to the surface?
They've gotten more bold over the years, especially after one of their de facto leaders, ever since they left their worthless whore goddess.
So let me get this. We go down there, recover the diamond you want so much. You give us a prisoner. That's it?
Yes.
Insight.
Yep.
She paused.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't like that pause.
At this
Go
point,
ahead.
I think it'd be best that even if she's not being truthful on her word, we just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We just insight every single line.
Well, no. We can insight, but we don't reciprocate to it. We just fucking leave, because guess who has all her paperwork?
It's very
This is
true.
fair.
Oh.
But on that insight, I got a natural 20, just for the record.
Natural 20. It seems almost as if she's lying through her teeth again.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
And she
She fucking jiggles like turkey necks.
yeah.
God.
No, she's she's like Bed Miller's face on that woman from Spirited Away. Like
Oh,
That.
God.
Okay, this woman doesn't have a poker face. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
She has.
You know what? I think we're done here.
All right, well, we'll leave it at that. If we get this diamond back, we'll get the prisoner, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at
Of
that.
course. We will prove ourselves splendidly, I'm sure.
Is there anything else that you want? Well, anything that we can give.
If you happen upon any miners, they had been taken prisoner recently. If you happen upon any of them, I would be very appreciative. I don't just pay them to do nothing all day.
Very well. I think
Very
we can
well.
do that.
So, go into the mines, find the drow, get the diamond back, relieve any miners, and come back here with the diamond and as many miners as we can.
There's a thing here. What does the diamond look like?
That is true, you did say specific diamond.
Very well. It is perhaps one of the most largest piece of diamond that we have found recently. And since it was within my mine, if I managed to claim its possession, and should I so choose to levy it at any point in time, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of gold.
Rich people.
We are the 1%.
You're the 1%. Yeah,
Quiet, peasants.
Oh, man, I can't
Ooh.
wait to be richer.
Oh, clutch them pearls harder, please, by all means.
Let's leave.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that concludes our business.
Yep.
It
That it
does.
does. It was an experience meeting you, ma'am.
As I am sure you as well. I'll inform the stone wardens that you'll be heading down into my mines. Best of luck.
Yeah. Can we get like well away from the palace as quickly as possible?
Yep.
This is
Fast walk.
a fucking mansion, by the way. Like, I'm not like
Oh.
it's no small mansion. It's huge.
Lionel just keeps a catatonic face until they finally leave the entire mansion.
All right.
The only people aware
So-
of this-
Helena's going to put her hand on Lionel's shoulder and just kind of whisper to him, how long do we have until that book disappears?
24 hours.
All right.
Candace
so-
doesn't know you stole it.
No.
Neither does River.
Wait, would Franz know if he was staring at it, or would it just be like, oh, it's just another book, the same book?
It, Franz, for the sake of the argument, you were looking at that book intently, and almost as if, like in Skyrim, it just and then
It no clipped for a hot second.
yeah.
Sorcery.
For a second, the Elder Scrolls became a bucket.
Yeah.
I want Franz to lean down as they're walking towards Lionel and be like, "What did you do?"
Catatonic faces until we get outside.
You guys are outside. You pass a couple of stone guard wardens, and after the gates close behind you guys, it's almost like a ring throughout the entire cavern of this city, and almost as if a great weight is lifted off of you.
You know what? I feel like we should go back to the church. I think that's a good idea. Real quick. Yeah?
Yes,
Really?
very
I
much
need
so.
to bathe, so yes.
Yes. Let's fucking go.
So you guys book it to back to the Church of Bahamut, and do you guys just go back to your room?
Yes.
Are we all
Yeah.
back in the room?
Why
Lionel
in such a hurry?
unfreezes. It just starts doing a little jig, just like, woo! Yeah! I can't believe that worked!
No
Oh,
celebration
God,
yet,
this is
dear.
something.
Helena wants to try to seal the room as best as she can, as far as, any cracks in the walls, anything like that.
Make a
Just
perception
put the
check.
towels under the door. It's fine.
Make a-
Yeah, just
Make a what?
make a perception check, since
Alright.
you're trying to
Oh,
look
gosh,
at
frickin'
key
frick.
things.
That
My
woman needs to
perception's
practice
apparently
her
crap.
handling.
That's an 8.
An 8. As far as you know, aside from the presence and warmth that you get here, as if being protected, once again there has been no sign of like tampering in this room. There's been no sign of people are watching. None of that. Seems like seems like this church does care for its patrons' privacy.
Alright.
And I'll just sit on the bed and feet like an
Lionel.
impatient child, like,
Helena will take out the book.
Ooh, okay.
She's gonna start skimming through it, see if she can find anything.
Make an intelligence check.
Specifically, any dirties. Anything dirty, anything we can use for blackmail, anything like that.
Okay. Make an investigation check, since you are looking for something very specific in this book.
Okay.
I swapped her book!
That
You
woman-
what?
You did what?
Wait, isn't that illegal?
Yes.
Hold on. Did you just tell?
25.
Are you telling me you stole from the person we're trying to work? Lionel, why?
Because she's very.
Because she's a greedy sow!
Helena, without taking her eyes off the book, just points at him. She got a 25, by the way.
She got a 25. Oh, there is a lot of shit in here. I'm talking not just illegal black market trades. We're talking the shit between human experimentation and trafficking.
Oh shit!
Whoa,
Jesus.
fuck, I'm killing her.
Lionel just like
No,
looks to
that won't
everyone.
solve anything.
Oh please, I'm not as pure as you think I am. Just because I look like a lowly animal doesn't mean sometimes I don't act like my kind's forefathers.
Lionel, that's not the issue. The issue is this woman has too much power to be doing this out of nowhere.
There's also several notes of her having key hands in kind of levying and kind of being the brace of blackmailing other people. There are 4 names in specific, none of which are any of the other houses here.
Okay.
All right, let me pull them out.
Can we do anything with this information?
You can do whatever you want with this.
If we'd be
information. It's up to you.
imaginative, yes.
No,
Read me the
I know.
book.
All right, there is Kanishi Katsukata, which sounds like a Yinlen name. Kaishi.
Charles gonna take note of that.
Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Kaishi Katsukata. Let's see. God damn. How is it that like none of all the names of the really important shit is never in the same fucking place?
That's why I highlight mine.
Oh, I almost forgot to put my freaking D&D shirt. The lucky shirt.
So where the chat goes, his kind's forefathers were Lionel's ancestors Vikings or something. No, now just imagine fording the river just with possums instead.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Peter LaFondant. It is L apostrophe FONDANT. Gaxiano. GACICNO. Isirius. AISRIS. And then what looks to have been like almost a mistranslation, Raphmite Yallendale, as if it's a name that had to be rewritten because it seems like she just wasn't getting it right. It is in common, but it seemed like she was saying it in a different language at the same time.
Would Garo know anything about that Yinmin sounding name, the first one?
That's a great question. Make a history check.
Oh boy, here we go. -1. Oh my god, that's a fucking... No, wait. Ah, I thought that was the 1. Okay, that's a 6 then.
Okay, so the name, it's sort of familiar. It's kind of a black market name that has been passed up and down Yimden. It may have also been insinuated by your master during one of your the long conversations. It's known for transferring drugs and various other let's say illegal attributes within the Kingdom of Yin.
I'm just sitting here looking around like as we're reading all this stuff off. Lionel's just like, am I the only person here who doesn't see this as a victory?
I don't
Oh
know.
no, this is wonderful. I agree.
mean, but here's the thing. Can we just use that? Who do we go to? What if they have control over them?
River.
Girl.
River, we're in a church to Bahamut. The god of justice.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
I don't know. I don't see the gods the same way as you guys do. For us halflings, Auntie Yondala is not really a god. It's more like a family member. Like, you guys see your gods in a way that you venerate them and make these temples and churches and all of these things. We just sit next to them if we are going to have a breakfast.
I just saw gods of silly stories.
Mother Nature is what I worship.
Okay, give me 1 second. How come you see them as silly stories if they are actually real?
Can you prove it?
Yes, there's the sun right there.
Hello.
But he's not a god. He bleeds just like all of us. Lionel kind of like pricks him in the shoulder.
Stop that.
See, he bleeds.
Even in his blood, it almost has a slight shimmer and shine to it. That you guys
Okay,
may
made
have
a
not.
picture then.
A shimmer and shine, much like any Aasimar would. As far as you guys also know, the gods have had a very heavy hand in this world. And at one point, 100 years ago, the two dragon lords that preside over both chromatic and metallic came down and fought each other, where a lot of people witnessed the event, and that's what began the Age of Esoteric.
Okay, well, reverse everything I said then, I guess.
Well, you've never actively seen it. It was over 100 years ago.
I mean, you're 7.
You're 7 and you were born in the forest. I don't know. I was going to say that you guys know about these gods. You mentioned this woman of the crows. What was the name?
The Lady of Death.
Actually,
Raven Queen.
That one.
Actually, Zito, due
Yes.
to where you're from, the Raven Queen actually has a temple in the town that you live in, and it is overlooked by one of the highest ranking members, known as the Crow Father. And he kind
That's
of
fucking blood shit right there.
he helps with the processions of funerals and helping people mourn and accept mortality, and that's kind of his wisdom. And even though you've actively tried to avoid him, you know the way he looks is...
Well, the Crow Father does reside in my hometown. I kind of tried to pay him no mind, but he does do good work. But I feel like he's just imparting wisdom to keep those who would feel, I don't know, saddened at the loss of life. He just shepherds them into believing that there's more to it.
What I mean is that we halflings have nothing to do with this Crow Queen thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing that we. Why would he be involved with this? And this woman, her bad halfling was like really weird. She said something about like the day of working of the dead, and but then she said the journey of the dead. So I'm not entirely sure which one she's talking about.
I think she said it was a story, did she not? Is there a library around here?
There's the only fucking, I was about to say, the only person in this whole town is the wizard who siphoned my magic to charge up his tech.
There is no, there are schools of higher learning here, but there is no, explicit place where you can actively go and read documents and stories. But you are familiar with the name of Jornada del Muerto. It is the...
I want to strangle someone.
It's an old halfling story, but it hasn't been told to you. You know the name, but not familiar with the story. And it does have a book, somewhere if you decide to actively go out and look for it. There is no library here, but there's probably bookshops, maybe, if you look. But there are arcanists, and then there are bookshops. Those two very different things.
So here's the thing, the first time I heard them talking about my cousin down there, they were talking about that he died, but he didn't. So I thought they meant the day that happened. And then this woman is doing this whole experimentation. And she's talking about this journey of the dead. I don't know what to call it anymore. And of the dead man. And when I went to see him, he looked weird. He had a bunch of scars and wounds that were not healing.
That sounds like necro.
That could be some of the experimentation she outlined in that ledger.
I agree.
But if the guards are aware of this kind of like thing, why are they doing nothing?
Well,
They might be being bought off. We don't know how deep this goes.
You're still reading through the book. You are definitely sure there are a multitude of guards being paid a handsome fee, both to, one, look the other way, or two, actively be a part of the effort. There is one name that does pop up that you guys are
Argon.
familiar with. And
Is that son of a bitch
you were,
Argar?
you've already interacted with him.
Yep, Argar.
Oh.
So next to
No,
good
it's you've met Rylith Pyrecliff.
I don't know.
That was the man that took you down.
Ah,
Oh, so it was Nargar. Wait, who was the one that like first spoke to us? Like the one that we gave the team name to?
That was Pyrecliff.
The same guy, yeah.
Okay.
Pyrecliff. Yeah. Pyrecliffe. And he's one of the main captain wardens. He is, through the pages of which you've read, he's being paid a very handsome fee of about 1,000 gold a month.
so yeah, the
be
law
kept
is
quiet.
corrupted in this city.
Yeah.
Very
Great.
much so.
in this city, yes.
What are we supposed to do?
Well, for starters, my first thought is to send it to my mother.
The book?
But will the book disappear? Is there any way we can copy the documents?
I made
the book in her office will disappear. Frankly, I'm not very inclined to give this back either.
When she noticed that the book is gone, the only group that went there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she would probably notice as if it disappears.
Yes, we will
Yeah.
probably be blamed, which means that we either have to leave quickly or we have to find a way to...
Either-
Is it?
I don't. Here's the thing. Even if the book doesn't disappear, I think if she was working on that thing before we enter, and she's going to pick it up again, I think she
And
might
we've already been
notice.
found.
Yeah.
Very possible.
So, shouldn't we leave?
Probably.
Worst case scenario, there are already guards waiting for us on every exit.
Oh my god, we're wanted criminals.
Oh,
I help!
she's
What if we
already
give
the
What if we
criminal.
give them the possum?
We're not giving him the possum.
Ah.
But no, I do agree. We should either get this to your mother or the queen of... It was
How?
the Veil, right? The Veil is what she's the queen of? Or was it the Emerald Enclave?
You are
Uh,
when she spoke of the queen, she spoke of the one that's in Aurario. She's talking of
Canis' mother
Queen
is.
Alaron.
Okay.
Oh my god. How are we supposed to get out of the city?
I'm sure we'll find a way. Don't worry so much.
Worry so much. This entire situation is really stressful.
I mean,
Wanna
we
know
still
what
have
the-
allies here in the church, right?
Well, you want to know what's
Even if
more?
it was-
You want to know what's even more stressful? You made a promise to someone to get them out of the city, so I guess we're doing that too.
But
Oh, River. You said you wanted to prove yourself? Did you not?
oh, you pole shade. Face.
Whatever, freaking out about this is not going to help.
It's not
Right
going to
now, I am
help.
furious with all of them, truly. But simply giving this ledger back won't help our case because she doesn't know whether or not we've read it, which we certainly have. Based on the sense of information, she will probably want us either dead or thrown in the same prison as your cousin.
Hey, you know what? Give me that book, because I have an idea.
Helena will hand it
Another
over.
idea?
Is
I
it
have another
stealing
idea. I'm copying everything from this book into my spell book.
Oh!
There are about 100 pages worth of, of what is already written within this ledger.
Oh, that's college work.
It would take you the better part of a day.
Right.
You have 24 hours to try and get that much information into your book.
What?
We do not have that time.
No.
Wait. Question. Would it's Helena, isn't she good with when it comes to writing, or is it just
What,
certain
forgery?
for? Yes.
It would be forgery theoretically, but I would think that it would still be the same amount of time to actually do that.
Can you read
Oh,
the
It would lose value as proof if it's written in any of our hands and not just hers alone.
Yeah.
I agree.
Ah.
It's fine to keep an extra bit of notes, but I'm still not going to give this book back.
Is there any way to read the pages that are more necessary?
Because I was about to say, I have mending. Could I not rip the page out and just remake the book?
It would probably come out blank. Is my thought.
Yeah.
The way that mending works is basically you're repairing it. You're not making a copy of it.
Right.
Honestly, I think we should just take it and run.
I need to get you right over there.
All right. Well, then we have to
know.
then we have to find
And-
a way to get him out and then get the fuck out of the city.
Helena,
So let me get this straight. The plan of trying to do this quickly and gently of everything legal, that went completely out the window because the moment I decide to do so, you steal from her. And it happened to be the most important possession she had because it...
Canis,
Yes!
that makes her completely powerless against us.
However,
have-
I'm pretty sure that book indicates she has almost the entire city at her hand.
Exactly. And what if we hand this off to someone else who is less?
Yeah. The thing is, being able to hand that over to that someone else.
Well,
Helena,
Yarrow, I'm just gonna guess that there's like this parcel service we used in Aurario, the same that River used to send money to her family. That's in
There-
Krog, right?
there are parcel services all without Aurario that are interconnected, yeah.
So we could probably just run this book there, send that to Canis's mom in Aurario, and that
Hey,
solves the issue of having
You
a book
are
on
you
us.
are
One-
where next to the Wayward Inn, the general store, the parcel services, all that are within the entrance of Krog are there.
Okay.
I want to check the book to see if any of them are paid off. Because if she has the guard system, she probably has the fucking mail system.
So
Good point.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Helena and Lionel, as you guys keep checking through this book, and especially from that 25, you are getting close to skimming through, double checking, making sure what isn't and what is paid off. It seems like she hasn't been able to get her hand into this church at all, and it's been mildly frustrating to her because no matter the amount of money, no matter the amount of platinum, it seems like the priestess, especially the one that leads the communion here, is accepting it as donation but not doing what is being asked of her, and it's been frustrating, and she feel like there'll be a breaking point soon, should something happen to the church.
So this
Yarrow,
is sanctuary for right now.
can I look for a specific name?
What name are you looking for specifically?
Bumbuck.
Oh.
Make an
That's a
investigation check.
bitch.
Make an
Make a what?
Make an investigation
Okay.
check.
Fucking bumbuck.
Frickin' investigation. That was a 12.
Okay.
Can I apply assistance?
Sure, go ahead. You're both kind of trading the book back and forth and making sure,
So
going
you have
over notes.
advantage then.
Advantage, alright. That wasn't much better. That was a 13.
13. There is a list of names Once again, another organization, but this one does accept some payments, doesn't accept others. It seems like the Eclipse Eye is definitely within her ledger that who she's paid. Bumbuck is not one of them, but it is a name. Being of the same race, Bumbuck is a name, as she is one that does do traveling in between the major cities.
So it is a name in there, but it does not say she's paid off. Is that what you mean?
It's just a small reference to the greater sum of a list of names that are within the city of Croc that is under the veil of the Eclipse Eye.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How many people can you make fly?
Me?
Yeah.
I can make one person fly on concentration.
Hmm.
What is the time for travel from here to Orario back to the?
Weeks.
It took you guys well into 3 to 4 weeks to get to Vale from Orario from here. At this point, it would probably be almost the same length. Actually, no, it would take you about a maximum of 3 weeks. If on foot, it would probably take you about 2 weeks on horseback or carriage.
How many people can be polymorph in this party?
I can polymorph. I can polymorph someone, and Franz can polymorph himself.
Mm-hmm.
The druids not have polymorph?
Druids have wild shape, and I think they get polymorph.
If I prepare the spell beforehand, then yes, I do know polymorph. But as of right now, he doesn't. But he does have wild shape.
Trying to find a way to fly away from this fucking city.
I think. Wait. Okay, Yarl. Quick question.
Yes.
At a 7th level, and I'm just trying to make sure I have clarity for this. At a 7th level, would I be able to transform into something with flying? Because it says at a 4th level, no flying speed, but at an 8th level, there's nothing. There's no limitations.
Character level or spell level?
Character level.
Let me.
That's a druid thing with the will shape.
Okay, hold on. Let me check. That's a good question.
Yeah, I know I can turn anything with flying speed and swimming speed. Sorry,
Because
swimming speed.
I'm
Go ahead.
thinking if each of you can polymorph to other people, like you wild shape into, I don't know, like a turtle or something, and just carry you and get the hell out of this city.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Franz would be able to do that pretty
Because
easily.
here's the thing, I told Leroy that I was going to help him out of there, but not today, not tonight.
Okay.
So we have time. So if we just hoof it, we can get back, get her busted, and get.
No.
I
wait.
am very certain though that the moment we leave the city and the fact that she knows that the book is a fake,
She's going to clean.
she's gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah, she's gonna fucking.
That's true.
She's going to
Lord
start
have
cleaning her
mercy.
mess. Yeah, we cannot leave.
Yeah,
God damn it.
everything in this book is gonna be a fucking cover-up job by the time we get to Orario.
So now we have to think up a plan of how to break him out of prison in a very short amount of time, because we are unsure whether or not she's already noticed.
And they managed by teleporter and magic bullshit. How we?
So, under the circumstances, at 8th level, max CR 1, you can transform into a giant eagle.
We are level 8, yes?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you guys are.
Oh, we're level 8.
Oh,
We're level 7 still.
yeah.
Ah, dang.
That's pretty far, actually. not many parties to get to level 7 before the campaign.
Don't jinx it.
Shut up.
Lionel gets a nice bullet between the eyes, and good job.
Here I sit, knocking on wood.
80% of my house is wood. Have a lot to knock.
All right. So, what do you guys?
Guys, I'm sorry, but like, Lionel was not going to sit there and let this bitch get away with it. She's lying through her teeth, and now guess what? We have all your notes.
Obviously not, but
Yeah,
I'm trying to
well.
find a way to get through. And we need to get Leroy out there.
There are ways.
Wait.
Well,
Wait.
you-
Can the people from this church communicate from long distances?
You're aware of Hermes messages. They do exist.
Yeah, I know. I
Not
know.
church to church specifically.
Yeah.
From church to
Like,
church.
Is there any cleric that can do a sending spell?
There
because
is, but
I have the Hermes thing, but I have a limited amount.
Canis,
Mhm.
make a intelligence check.
Alrighty.
This is just the general knowledge of, you know, your father's churches, how they're ran.
A 12.
12. So, pretty much every major church, especially that under the, you know, guide of Bahamut, are very interconnected, and you know there are priests and arcanists as well as other clerics and paladins that are very capable of being able to, you know, transfer messages between one another. Canis, being of your status, there are probably other perks to your rank and to who you are.
So what does that mean?
That's just a general assumption of being under the House of Metilius.
Would I know that a church of this size, whether or not it would have a teleport circle?
You would have to ask.
Well, it's definitely worth asking.
I mean,
Yeah.
Would I be aware whether or not one in Aurario has a teleport circle?
A high chance possibility, yeah. Definitely Aurario, but you're not highly aware. And there's also a chance that there are no arcanists within the immediate area to help you with this. Because it is it's a very particular spell. And it also takes time.
might as well ask.
Yeah,
Might as well.
no harm in asking.
Is there any way to communicate long distance and otherwise get teleport? Oh boy.
Alright. So,
So do we ring a bell or like what's up?
this is a decision on what you guys want to do. Who do you want to interact? What are your actions?
Talk to someone of
Talk to someone in the church to see if there's someone.
Trustworthy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
trust.
gotta get
So-
out of this.
So,
Yarrow, before we leave the room, I'm just going to take one page out of the book. Anything with decent blackmail
you
information on it.
you find the most incriminating page that you can
Okay.
possibly find, and you just write it out.
Okay. I am going to just neatly fold that up. I'm just going to tuck that in a hidden pocket somewhere, and then
Make
I'm just
a-
going to tuck the book away separately in my bag.
In your boot.
Here's a question though. We should probably also grab something in there that proves that it's her, like a stamp or something.
There are no signatures aside from, you know, the personal ledger, like the intro page of
Mm.
how it all starts.
Hey, I
And
have a question.
yeah,
Are there any names or organizations in this book that conflict with each other? Like if working with one violates terms and service with working with another?
you
Ooh.
are aware of, from what you've read, you are aware of the Eclipse Eye and this very church.
That's something you should bring up to the people who work at this church, Canis.
Huh.
Mm.
Alright, this church is specifically listed in here, or
That's what's listed in there.
It's been a thorn in her side. To make it more clear, it's been a thorn in her side because it seems like they're just taking her money and not doing what she wants.
It's not corrupt dirt.
Bring this
should-
info to them.
Yeah, I think I should just, bring this book to the high priest or priestess here and just say, hey, there you go.
It's
Yeah.
She's fucked.
Here is one other idea. If the Eclipse Eye have been a thorn in her side as well, we do have a member here, and she does drive. We can send the book with her.
Problem is getting it to her.
She may still be here.
Let's see what the people in the church have to say.
Oh, I agree. It's just a backup plan.
Yeah, church first, and then we'll figure out afterwards. We want to gauge this.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Canis, your action. What are you doing?
Try to get a meeting with whoever is running the church.
You know what,
Alright.
Canis? Lionel feels a little fucking bad. He's gonna go with you, and he's willing to let you just throw him under the bus if need be.
We are all going together, I guess.
All right.
We're all
So-
getting thrown into this bus together.
No, it really was Lionel's fault, so just throw it on the wizard.
Where are we dropping him, boys?
So as
boy.
as all of you begin to walk through the tunnel hallways, and you are met once again with a crystalled bright light, slightly now dimming towards almost like a sunset color as the day begins to kind of come to its close. And you see as the priestess, a human woman, as she dons her basic dressing, and she is at the bottom of what is the carved statue of your father's dragonic form. And you also notice there are a couple of individuals here as well. What looks to be an old man who is sitting silently with a stick next to him. He looks a little worn, a little. He also looks a little dilapidated, but he is he's just doing his prayers as well. You see a couple of stone guard wardens who bear the symbol of Bahamut, and they are in a deep prayer, and you can hear some muttering under their words. And you see as the priestess turns, Canis, it's good to see you again, and I hope that your compatriots have rested well. How may I be of assistance today?
Is there a private room we could possibly speak in?
Of course, if you wish to commune,
Whisper.
if you wish to commune, I have no problem in doing so. Is there an issue?
Yes, a rather urgent matter that we should attend to.
Very well. Please, follow me, and if your friends wish to join you as well. And she ends up walking what is the opposite direction of where you guys had stayed. And it seems like it's a long hallway, and it goes down a set of stairs, which then reaches what looks to be a small room with several more doors, and what looks to be a very simple door. And she opens it, what looks like to be very personal office space, with many chairs and what looks to be a small shelf of books that is that looks like it's just records, and as well as the tome of Bahamut, which is basically the writings and beliefs, and of course just the Bible of Bahamut. And as she begins to rest, and she puts aside what looks to be her staff. Very well. So, in a private place, how may I be of assistance?
He'll just put the ledger down in front of her.
Okay, it looks to be a book.
This is, as far as we are aware, every wrongdoing that Lady Platepus has been, I guess, documenting.
It's her black book of contacts.
I'm sorry. How did you manage to acquire such a?
And that Canis will just turn around and look directly at Lionel.
Lionel holds his hands up and he prestidigitates a small, little glittering message of burned down bureaucracy.
Cain is still staring at him.
Helena just lightly high fives one of his own palms.
One of her companions decided to take things by himself.
Well then, I'm a little conflicted here. Much.
You won't be as soon as you read what's in this book, ma'am.
They have been doing nothing but human trafficking and experimentation.
And her eyes slightly widen.
You can see why I was conflicted on this matter as well.
Oh, that's. And she picks it up and she begins kind of flipping through some of the pages, and she just stops at one and begins to read through it intently. After about a minute of reading passes, she flips, and without even like breaking eye contact with the book, these are accurate records, some with dates, some with very particular names. This is honestly troubling. She begins to look up.
Lionel prestidigitates another thing. It says Lionel is revenge. Lionel is revolution.
You stop it! Stop it!
I'm more than mortified, and I am troubled by just looking at these pages. And she closes the ledger and she hands it back to you, Gainus. I'm afraid I don't. I'm terrified, and I don't exactly know what to do.
Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. That's...
Uh-oh.
Sorry, the fire alarm.
Yeah, that's a fire alarm. Be right back.
All right.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Can you get close to the mic, Yarrow? Oh, don't whisper, please. I'm sorry, but just it
No.
keeps getting like more, like further
Yarrow,
and further and
please.
more whispering. It's
Keep
like,
whispering.
So,
stop it.
so with as much to my dismay, I'm not personally qualified, or is there any way for an easy way around any of this? I don't know what to exactly do.
We were hoping you could perhaps message anybody in Aurario.
Send a message or teleport? Any kind of ability to communicate from long distances?
I can certainly try and contact some of the higher and more authoritative figures within the church, as well as seeking assistance, but even then it would take a great deal of time for them to get here. There are only teleportation circles in the Ironclad, and it was for good reason. As you all know, the Sorcerer's Ward was created to handle those of magical gifts, but decided to use them for destructive, if not evil, means. And so those that are powerful enough would be able to, that if they decide to try and escape, the magic circles within the city were limited to only the ones that are above the entrance of the Ironclad, in which, if one were to escape, the circles would all be disintegrated and destroyed as a way to create a preventative means of making sure that the escapee does not actually escape.
Sorry about that. Bye.
It's all right. I could seek contact, but I don't know if they'd be able to get here in time. I can, however, seek those within this church who are loyal to the Platinum Emperor and seeing if they'd be more than willing to try and assist you throughout the city in any way that we possibly can, but I cannot ultimately assure that you'll be getting out of here safely. If she finds out that this is left her immediate vicinity,
Which she probably already does.
you are well on your way to finding yourselves at the gates of the Nine.
Well, we'll just have to hope that doesn't happen.
This is the last thing I wanted to deal with. God damn it.
You all just want to leave behind then?
We're not going to leave anyone behind. This is just an inconvenience.
But how are we going to deal with this? We're quite cornered.
Do you have any people that could could either distract and or take care of the guards that are taking care of the prison?
I know one. Just one man in particular. His name is Algrave. He's from one of the lesser royal families. He helped build the Ironclad back when it was inducted.
Check the book for his name.
Oh, Helena does so.
The name Algrave does pop up. He's not well liked, but he hasn't been a bother. He's kind of become a hermit, and so he just wants to be left alone.
Oh, good.
Great. Well, the prison.
How what?
Are we going to have to storm the prison?
Okay, I have a... Alright, listen, I have another idea. It might involve Franz as well.
Okay.
What? So did we see windows and shit when we were in the manor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What if you wild shape and I polymorph myself and we take the book back and we swap it back?
Hmm.
Then we lose our evidence.
We lose our evidence.
But not if we take something out first. We still have that incriminating page. Maybe we can take a few more.
What if she noticed the missing pages?
Would she
How big's
really?
the
Better than her not having the book at all than having a few pages missing. And especially if it's early in the book, what is she going to remember about that?
True.
I mean, I can also... But Lionel is now just getting like this shit-eating grin on his face as he's just suggesting this. He just goes, you know, we could take this little prank a bit further. Every so few days while we stay in town, we just swap the book out and make her go crazy.
You're implying this is going to be something that easy.
How about we do
I
not do that?
love how you think, but we might be pushing our luck. That said, I do like the idea of taking a few more pages, I suppose. And then
Take what you think is the most important, and then me and Franz will go back and I'll switch the book back.
You guys hear a knock at the door.
Uh-oh.
Catatonic.
Is there any spots to hide?
It is a very plain room in here.
That's
in the bag of
unfortunate. Okie dokie.
Put it in the bag
And
of holding.
the priestess stands up.
Yeah, Helena
Calm.
stuffs the book back away.
Calm. She gracefully walks over and cracks the door open. Yes? There is somebody upstairs at the in the temple who would like to have a word with you. Tell them I will be there momentarily. And she closes the door.
Time.
It would be best to start making a plan. And she walks over and she begins to start writing some notes and pages, as well as some names. All right. This is where Algrave lives. He's on the lowest ring. If you meet with him, he might be able to help. However, you also have other options, correct?
I can think of one.
We do we?
Do
I can
we?
think of one.
Do we?
Humbug.
Oh,
Again,
humbug.
if we're found out, we can try to send this away.
Our plan was to make this as legal as possible.
Oh, we're
We've
done now.
Everything
That
wrong.
plan is already out the window.
It is.
So
It is.
she hands
Yeah, so sorry if I ruined everyone's day, guys.
she
Oh,
she hands
now,
the
now
page.
now I feel
You're
like
fine. This is
No.
interesting.
Yeah.
She hands
This
the
is
page
interesting
to
now.
you, Lionel, as she looks intently. Under no circumstances do you let anyone have that ledger, correct?
Lionel just nods, and he'll put his bag of holding.
All right. I'll make sure that I have a couple of contacts within town, and I will hope for the best. And that's all we can do, all right? Give it a minute, and then leave here. All right?
Nods,
So we
yeah.
got-
All right.
We got no answer regarding that we can send a long distance message or anything like that, right?
I will try and contact them as soon as I finish this meeting. But move swiftly, move softly. And she nods her head. She opens the door and she leaves.
River looks at Canis going with the heavy armor. Yeah, it's going to be stealthy.
A few minutes pass and you hear footsteps as they begin to go to the re-enter the wide open room with the other doors, and you hear one of the doors enter. I will speak with you here. And as you guys immediately hear the door close.
Let's leave.
Fuck out of here.
So, you guys, as you open the door and you leave and you begin to walk up towards the temple, you see that there are no patrons other than the old man who still remains sitting there towards his prayers. And as you all begin to pass, Canis, this old man, as he gets up, and he looks at you. Come here.
Canis will lean in.
And he grabs your hand and he puts a single platinum piece in your hand. And he closes it. I'll be watching. And he pats you and
Oh.
he beckons you to your friends.
Oh!
That old man has power.
Oh,
Canis will look at the piece.
It isn't like any other platinum piece that you have ever seen. It is far more well etched and very shiny. It bears the symbol of your father.
Oh,
Oh shit!
You look back, he's no longer there.
Justice!
No, he'll pocket it and just mutter under his breath, "Oh, bastard," and just keep walking forward. snickering to himself.
All right. So, you guys, as you begin to pass through the temple and enter the city, it almost as if the air has completely changed. The bright, earthy smells now begin to smell a little bit dull, and you smell rain as it begins to creep up through the vents towards the large entrance of the city. You breathe, and you can definitely tell the change is musk. As you guys begin to pass through, what do you guys want to do?
I would like
Alright.
to search for any sign of Bumbuck and or any of her group.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Because you are looking for a
Mind if
very...
I-
That's a natural
+6
20.
that.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Let the rogue be the rogue.
Awesome.
Fuck yes.
So, as you begin to kind of go back towards the Wayward Inn and hoping that you can begin to look around, and you notice that in the general store, and River, you didn't notice this at first until Helena, it pops to you. The symbol is almost slightly etched in a very weird way, much like thieves can't. A symbol is etched. It is the mark that bears the Eclipse Eye.
Helena makes a beeline for it.
All right. So, Lena, as you enter the shop, you notice, a very clean-cut looking dwarven man. It's a general shop. He's all like, yes, how may I assist you?
Hold on, I'm just looking for something. Helena will go up to him, and in Thieves' Cant, she's going to say, "The Eclipse Eye is always watching."
And you see his glasses begin to slightly lean, and he begins to eye you. Very well. Your friends, as well?
Indeed.
Are you crazy? She has
All right.
a lot.
And as he lifts open the side of the counter leading back towards the door, you hear him knock in very particular motions, and you see the door unlock, and it slightly opens.
River shakes her head.
Tread lightly, you're heading into a wolf's den. And he sits back down. And you...
Come along.
Are you crazy? She has them
What?
bought. She has them bought.
Not all of them.
What? You're going to the fucking den.
So...
Also, she's going to turn to the old man, and she's also going to say, "Bumbuck has seen it all."
And he raises an eyebrow. And he nods. And
Can I
as...
inside him?
Go ahead.
Just real quick?
Yeah.
Insight. That is an 18.
18. So, from what you can read, it's almost like an affirmation, as if, okay, this is legit. So, as you guys pass through the threshold of the door, there is no light. Not a candle, not a magic stone that produces light in sight. And you guys head down for the next 2 to 5 minutes down a very steep set of stairs. As you
Gar's
guys...
leading the way.
Falls down.
As you
During
guys...
During the walk, River is gonna say, "Why are we coming here?"
As you guys
I
reach
thought
the
it was a-
bottom... As you guys reach the bottom, you are immediately met with the much more thicker smells of alcohol, blood, sex, gold. There's probably nothing that hasn't happened down here. And as you begin to pass through, you are met with a open room, dimly lit. There are tons of hooded figures here. And there are some who remain unhooded. And then there is one who seems to be sitting on the far end, almost as if kind of keeping his own bar. And he looks at all of you. And everyone begins to stare back. What do you guys do?
Hi.
That is the most player thing that could happen.
Good morning. Hi.
Anybody see Bumbug?
All of them begin to now look towards each other. And one individual begins to stand up and she pulls back her hood. Hey, it seems like you found your way down here. Good to see you again.
Ah, just the girl I was looking for. Good to see you too.
So, what brings you down in a den of wolves? And everyone now begins to turn back towards their drinks and begin to hear the rustle and bustle of low whispered voices as you all begin to pass.
Helena's just going to calmly just wave the group along to her, and she's just going to lead the way towards Bumbug.
And it seems like she's at a table with what looks to be a couple of individuals, and as you guys begin to approach, they begin to kind of turn and, not move away, but it seems as if they're keeping an open ear to a conversation. So, what is it that you managed to get yourself into if you managed to just waltz on down here and say hi?
Oh, not at all. We perhaps had a job for you.
All right. Is there money involved?
I think so. Group, do we have money? Are we willing?
Go
River's
like
just
50 gold.
River just has her fingers on the bridge of her nose. Just, God damn it.
I'll take that as a yes. We're perhaps hoping for a trip out.
A trip? What did you manage to fuck up?
I'll let you
we're
know.
using the big bad words now, aren't we? Should I show them?
Not here.
Okay, fair enough. That was out of character, not in character.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I didn't think so, but yeah, not here.
Yeah.
For clarity, Yarrow,
Yeah.
Bumbuck was not paid off.
Yeah, she wasn't paid off. She's just a
No, yeah.
name in the ledger along with
That's
several
that
other
one
names.
character was not paid off on the entire.
There are
history of this
there are
skill.
there are people here that have been paid by.
Yes, that's why I'm so concerned.
Yeah, she just happens to be one that has not come across to any of you as the one that's been paid off. But it seems like she doesn't broker in that business. It seems like information has been her key part of her circulation of things to do.
I'll let you in on the details later.
You can let me
Probably not
in
best
on
to
the
talk about it
details
here,
now. I'm not leaving this fucking city without knowing what I'm doing with any of y'all.
Maybe step away for just a moment.
She looks towards the ones that are turned their heads. Oi, fuck off! Private meeting. And she begins snapping and they all go... And they all begin to kind of sit up and walk away towards other tables. This is as private as it's gonna get.
Alright. She's gonna
Keep an
lean
eye
in
out to see
very...
if anyone is listening in.
Make a perception check.
Uh,
Very lowly lit here.
fucking hate it. 14.
14. All right. You kind of see that some are minding their own business at this point. There are some that are trying but have been batted away at this point, and there are some that are now grabbing shoulders and turning them away, almost as if out of respect to what may be a longtime member here.
Do you
Right.
think?
Helena is not going to take out the book. She's only going to take out the page.
All right.
She's going to show it to Bumbuck. Courtesy of the Platypus family.
The platypus.
Platypus.
The Platypus, whatever.
And she picks up the page and she begins to read the incriminating fucking page. And it's very keen notes.
So as you can see, a quick getaway.
And you acquired this... How?
She's going to pluck the page back out of her hands and she's going to just neatly fold it.
She doesn't let go.
Oh.
Helena just kind of leans forward. You know what business I do.
And you know what business I do. This is very, very good information. Something that we could even levy against the Platepus family. And there are also some members here that I would soon rather have out and ostracized, if not jailed. This is really good. Part of my business too.
I know.
Well,
I'm so glad to hear that, because that's why we need help. That's why I came here. That's why we all came here. Because we aim to take care of that very thing.
You're asking a lot to get out of this city, knowing what kind of thing that you have in your very grasp.
We have very powerful friends. We need to get to them. That's why I came to you. You seem to know what you're doing. You have a fine group here.
Fuck. This is going to be very interesting. The thing is that if we leave, there is a high chance possibility that we end up getting caught up in the crossroads at Rite, which may very well be a bigger issue than you think. You could be pinned for any crime that she so chooses if she wanted to. You really fucked the pooch on this one. Alright. I want something nice. New cart. Probably a couple of decent horses. You know, something I think that would be very fitting for any service that I'm going to be doing for any of you.
I think we can swing that. Granted, might need to get some time. I don't know how much money we have, but I'm sure we can do it. Actually, he's rich. I think we can definitely do that. She says that she jerks.
As you...
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Just back that man under the bus again.
It is true, you are rich.
It's been a fun day for Canis.
Yeah. Fun.
Alright,
Just
fine.
yourself, rich boy.
Alright, fine. I'll pull my strings. And I'll even talk to the headmaster here. Are you sure you want to do this?
Well, this is not really the method I wanted to, but unfortunately, we're slightly backed into a corner, and there's somebody we also need to get out of the prison, so...
Oh, that's
Yes.
gonna be fun.
Oh, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
And who is this person and what ward are they in?
Helena looks over at River.
Remember that thing you heard about me?
I'm aware.
Yeah, they have one of the survivors here. And trying to get him out of there.
Survivors. Oh yeah, that Dust Lake fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You didn't just screw the fucking pooch, you fucking killed it too. Oh my god. Oh shit. You're gonna have you're gonna have to take that up with the headmaster at that point, because he can do it, probably for a price, but he can do it. Oh shit.
The headmaster, huh? Ah, well. Hey, you know what? There was something I needed to talk to him about anyway. Can we?
Go sit at the bar and order something heavy. He often likes that. And you see as she gets up and she looks at you, Helena. I'm keeping this. Consider it a down payment.
God damn it, Helena.
She folds up the page and she puts it between her chest. And she walks away and she goes do whatever business you guys are promising.
River, we have everything else in the book. Don't worry about it.
River looks at Helena with this smile of just.
Yeah, you hear that, boy? You didn't need to play that.
Helena has like her hands like just very calmly steepled at her waist, and she just calmly looks back down at her, and she just kind of gives the thumbs up, and then she just strolls to the bar.
All right.
I'm going to end up cutting her legs to be my height.
Jesus.
Why are we dealing with thieves and assassins?
Alright, so as you begin to walk over towards the bar, you are met with what looks to be a half-elven individual who is currently serving towards drinks. Alright, what do you be having?
What's the heaviest you got?
We got some of that dwarven whiskey up top. Something real good.
Alright.
Alright.
Lay it on me.
And you throw a couple of gold, and he pours a heavy drink. As he sets it down in front of you, a hand reaches over. A cloaked individual with what looks like two long gazelle horns as they begin to extend out, and he grabs the drink around you. And you wanted a meeting with me. And he drinks it.
I did. Our group did.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying to Bumbach earlier, landed ourselves in a little spot of trouble, and we needed to get somebody out of jail.
Not a single whisper passes through this den without me knowing what happens. I'm aware.
Good, then we don't have to waste time. Can you help us?
You're talking about one of the most highest security leveled places on planet Earth. I consider it an honor, but I need something out of this. Something for the Eclipse Eye. We're merely a branch out here, but I'm pretty sure some of those of the high table definitely love something from any of you.
What would you like?
It depends. What are you willing to give? It could be anything. Information. Money.
How would you like
Valuable
mobile
items.
hideouts?
Mobile hideouts. We're thieves. Those with the code. We don't deal in magic.
Hey, Yarrow, quick question.
Sure.
Did Helena see that old man give Canis that coin?
Sure.
Helena just lightly leans over to Canis. Do you think that's what the old man was paying for? Mel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Hayes is just kind of flipping the coin through his thumb and finger.
It goes clink, 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 clink on your metal gloves.
How much money would you be looking for?
For a job that big? Let's say about 10,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
Nothing I could do speedily. How much do you think a favor for my noble house would cost?
A favor from the House of Platypus.
Are you trying? No.
No, I'm not gonna let that happen. Lionel.
He leans.
Lionel! Boasters. Alright, you may not know much of magic, but what do you know of night hags?
Know a little bit about them. There was a passing whisper coming from the southern forest of Vale.
What do you know of their treasure?
Not much.
Lionel pulls out that one piece of the wand, or the piece of item that was the 3 pieces.
It's.
I have the first piece. There are 2 more hidden somewhere in the world.
Nothing of value to us. If it was complete, probably a different conversation.
So you traffic in money, favors, information.
Alright. Well, I deal in spy work as well. How about a favor from my group?
Is there anything
come
you
from the
need to
Feywild.
have done?
I come from the Feywild. Have you heard from Siren? Siren Vervalor.
He begins to lift up. You begin to now see what looks to be the slightly reddish complexion of an obvious tiefling man. His eyes a dull, glowing yellow. That is definitely a name that is familiar to me. A short meeting.
He
What?
was our guild leader. He's been missing, and I have taken in his steps. I am the current guild leader. I could help you with a favor. You need it?
Make a deception check.
It's not my best. That's 10. Wasn't technically a lie, but
Well, if you were the guild leader, I would have assumed there would have been others with you. Aside from this ragtag group. You're an Eldrin, I could see that. But, you know, Eldrins with Eldrins would have been a bit more convincing. I'm a little
holding his
interested.
mouth.
I'm very interested, actually, in that favor from the House of Platypus. A check to cash. Whenever I'd like. Whenever we like.
We're not doing this. I'm not going to get your family into more issues. These fucking people.
Perhaps is there anything we could do? Perhaps a job that needs to be done, yes?
Does he have a book we can steal? Not.
Don't,
doesn't-
no more
because
stealing
it-
books.
there-
You already
it
stole my
doesn't-
book once.
He is
Because this conversation is going the same fucking way as before.
he is deeply cloaked. He is deeply cloaked in this effort as he begins to look like not well armed, but he stares at you. Perhaps there is something you might be able to assist me with. We are
Deja vu.
currently under an operation in which we are trying to acquire a very specific kind of
Diamond.
no. Wait.
Yep.
That diamond issue is her own problem, but not something that we wanted to throw ourselves into the mines for. No, atop this mountain there's something very rare and slightly guarded. And we just need a sample of it. Something I hope that any of you that would want to try can make your way to the top of the mountain and acquire it.
Well, what is it?
Which is.
Have you ever heard of a rock?
Like a
Lionel
stone?
opens his eyes widen.
A boulder?
No.
No. Giant bird.
That's not a rock, it's a bird.
How giant are you talking about?
These creatures
One that
are
could eclipse.
the equivalent of titans. Atop this mountain, for a short time, a rock had perched itself there.
You want us to steal a rock egg?
Oh no, we need its feathers. That stuff is good for business. And during its time up there, it has laid some eggs, and they're gone. Meaning, those feathers are very, very rare. And they make for good business, especially when you want to trade in some very, very nice materials.
Fine, you want feathers, we'll get your feathers, but can this be done first?
Yes, do we have a timetable? We're in a hurry.
You probably only have about a day. We can try and keep the stone wardens off your backs for a while, but I can't assure your safety upon your return.
Then why not we do this then? If you help us get out of the city, we're under your command at that point. You can just drive us to this mountainside and we can get it for you then.
You're not a member of my ranks. I have no obligation.
No, but it is the most logical and easier way to get this done. Do you want the feather or not? Hey! Lionel's just like, yo, I'm the wizard. Logic is my shit. If you help us, we are obligated to help you.
Make a persuasion check. Because he's still liking some other options here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Everyone wants a piece of Metellus.
It's a very important name.
I rolled a 17.
17?
Deja vu.
Alright. You have 30 hours. It will take you at least 12 to make it to the top. At least 10 to make it down to the bottom. And whatever time you decide to spend in between is up to you. You have
And
to
then
make
if
a
we get
decision.
the feathers, If you get the feathers, you will help us get this individual out of prison.
Correct.
We cannot spend that much time. They might try to get rid of him right now. Please, just secure him before any of this. So I need you to secure him before any of this happens and she tries to eliminate all evidence of what she has done.
How about we trade at the same time? We have 30 hours to get this feather. You have 30 hours to get him.
Oh, I can assure you I can get him out of there in the next couple of hours.
Helena spreads her hand out. Well then, there you go.
Can I make an insight check?
Go ahead.
13.
Seems to be telling the truth, although he is a crafty son of a bitch.
Yeah, I can't read him. Ah.
Helena just kind of puts a hand on her shoulder. We don't have many options, River. Our hands are tied.
Just
None of our options are good, River. You have to take the best ones.
I thought we were going to go to the hermit, not to these people. Why are we dealing with these people?
These people are still at this table.
And these people should stop listening to other people's whispers. I'm
River
not
just like,
whispering because that's annoying for a podcast.
You can make whatever decisions you like. I won't stop any of you for whatever action you decide to take. But you have my offer. You make the decisions on what you want to do. Either you can write a blank check, or you can get some feathers. Those are your options right now.
Helena will look at the group. I'll let you decide. I'll go along with whatever you want. Mostly, I really just wanted... And she kind of points her thumb to wherever the heck Bumbach went off to. I mostly just wanted the Rite out of here. That's really what I wanted. I think we have that.
I don't know. I hate making deals with these kind of people. Your people, and she points at Helena.
That's fine. River, do you not think that the Hermit's going to want something in return? This is huge.
Yeah,
We're going to pay one way or the other.
It would be the third time rule of 30, I know, but still. I would much prefer to own some to a Grimsey Hermit who wants to be left alone than the entire Thieves Guild. A bunch of thieves and assassins.
Lena shrugs. We'll go to the Hermit then.
we have a third option, but I won't say it until we actually see our other option.
I don't know what to do. I'm stuck as a player.
Yeah, I'm kind of neutral too. We gotta like figure out what our
I hate this
options
entire
are.
We
situation.
really don't have a whole lot of options at this point.
Really, our options are just talk to the Thieves Guild, because I doubt the Hermit's gonna have anything.
You know what?
Or at
I'll
least
just go ahead and
much
say
more.
this then. If this really fucking like ties our nuts in a twist, I'll just give myself up.
They're not coming for you. They're going for everyone.
I have the book. I have the book.
Helena
guys can
has
leave.
The book.
Helena has the book? I thought I did.
Helena has the book. She tore the page out.
Hmm.
And she has said she is not giving it up.
I hate this fucking elf.
Fucking-
Damn.
Because the way now I'm sorry guys, but now me as a player is just sitting here going, I just made this a million times worse for everyone, so I feel like I should just bite the bullet
Oh
and
no,
fuck
I'm
off.
having a blast.
Nah.
No,
This is
It's-
great.
yeah,
no,
this
no,
is
this is-
interesting.
It's
is making us
just
think.
unexpected. It's just a lot of thinking and a fucking.
It just turned into random intrigue rather than us doing high adventure stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
this is interesting.
The
I'm
interpolitics
trying to think
of
of
this
something that's
game
just not going to
do
kill
exist.
It just doesn't like from my perspective. It doesn't sound like it. It just sounds like this is more of a pain in the ass.
Did you say
I
something?
see it that way.
Huh?
What?
Did you say something, Yaro, or?
Oh no, I was saying the interpolitics of this game is ever present.
What?
Interpolitics of this game are ever present, I guess.
Fucking politics. We're going to build a wall. And
Gonna
the
build a
we're going
wall.
to pay for it.
We'll
Keep
make
them in
all
their
of
Feywilds.
Eldrin's pay for it all.
Keep the
I mean-
Eladrin in the other side.
I mean, think about it. We have like the favor. If we're doing this for like a just reason, I'm pretty sure they can all bounce out in the end, right?
Fucking, let's go get the feathers. And just make sure they can get him out of there, and we will get
Well-
his feathers.
But we have the favor.
Wait a minute. How are we supposed to leave to the mountain if we are
He
stuck?
said that they're gonna keep the guard at bay.
Gotcha.
I mean,
I'm going to shut
wait. Question, Yaro. How
Yeah.
long would it take to get to the area to get these said feathers? Like time span wise, if we were to like.
It would take you 20.
Orsted.
It would take you 22 hours because we're talking about the summit of a mountain that is huge. You guys,
Okay.
you guys are barely in the center of this, and so at the exorbitant amount of time, it would take you about 22 hours to get to the top and get down. He's giving you 30. He's giving you
Okay.
breathing room to do whatever it is necessary towards the end goal of this all. If
What?
yeah,
How long would it take if we flew there?
flying up to the summit, it
Yes.
would probably take less time. Probably maybe about 8 hours. Because
I have.
you are battling
Hmm.
wind and downdrafts.
I have an option, but I don't know if everybody wants to take that option. That might help us get there quicker.
What is it?
So who here has a fear of bugs?
Hmm?
I eat them.
That sounds ominous.
If Franz is like, seriously, who here is afraid of bugs?
Not as far as I can recall.
I feel like we might gain a fear of bugs after this plan, but what is it?
What is it?
Have any of you ever had the pleasure of riding on the wings of a gigantic wasp?
Why? What?
Me as a player is terrified of this. These are one of the few things on this planet that can kill me.
Don't worry. It's like, he's like, no, Lionel, don't worry. I promise you,
Yarrow,
Yes.
it'll be fine.
I do want to tell to the guild leader to we are going to do his feathery business, but in the meantime, for him to get Leroy out of there. I don't want them to start this operation when we come back. I want them to do it while we are out there. If I need to make a persuasion roll to do so, because it's really coming from the heart to get him out of there as soon as possible.
I'm gonna consider, as you say this, his first reaction is to tell you that he has no way to personally levy the concept or the idea that if even you do take the mission, if he goes out and he steals somebody from that prison and it goes back onto them, that will be an obvious problem, especially for the city.
So what is he supposed to be doing for us?
The reason why he wants you to complete the mission first before he goes and does his business is because he can do it in a short amount of time. But he's
But
not
what
sure
if he's gone
any
before that time.
he is not sure if any of you will make it back alive. But make a persuasion check either which way.
That's the one thing I'm good at. Natural 1.
Oh.
But I'm a halfling.
Oh,
But I'm a
yeah.
halfling.
Oh.
That's right.
Thank God.
26.
26.
Much better.
Hello.
Okay.
19. Fucking heart attack.
Breathe, Bracky, it's fine.
Alright. This guy must mean a lot to you, obviously. I got a soft spot for family. Lost mine a long time ago. I'll do you a favor. We will commence the operation at the halfway point. So, it will take you 22 hours to travel to the top of the mountain and back down, meaning at the 11th hour, I will commence the operation and we will get this man out of the Sorcerer's Ward.
I'll message you as soon as we get those feathers, so you know we're fine.
He extends a hand across the table, a bright red hand with blackened nails. So, do we have a deal?
It's literally shaking the hand of the fucking devil. She's going to seal the deal
All right. You shake the hand of the devil,
with a stern look.
and
She's not missing.
as you stare into the dull yellow eyes, a face still well hidden. All right. The 11th hour, I will attain this man for you. And I will hope to hope to Ollie Demora that you do manage to make it back here alive.
Do you have a way to communicate from long distances?
We'll send a Hermes message.
As soon as you have him and you're sure he's still fine, and we will proceed with our own part of the deal then.
Very well. And he gets up and almost as if like a whisper, and the eyes that envelop the entirety of this underground room, he disappears within the crowd of hooded figures.
Mountain.
So what's this about the wasps?
Ah, I'm so glad you asked, River, my friend.
Like a used car salesman, Franz turns to River.
Smacks the ass of the wasp. This baby
I
can
just
fit
immediately
halfway.
I just immediately saw a jump cut to River in the sky screaming.
Honestly, yeah.
Giant wasps. Why do I have to...
I just imagine that Franz walks outside. He's like, "You see this very harmless wasp?" Snaps his fingers, and it just turns to a gigantic fucking wasp. We can write it now.
Why do I have the sudden urge to airstrike the wasp?
It's like,
EDF.
no. Don't worry. Sharon's very friendly. Isn't that right, Sharon?
Canis, I think you mean those flying monsters that have no name.
I mean, if you would,
Name.
if you would rather not fly on the wasp, I can just make like 3 spiders that we can ride on.
Can you?
That's
What about
even
giant
worse.
owls?
Giant wasp.
I think you can summon like 8 giant owls.
I can summon certain animals,
Okay.
but not giant animals that could probably carry all of us and fly as well.
I think you do. We have to summon animals, right? Conjure woodlandings or something.
I have conjure. Unfortunately for me, it's only I can conjure small things.
Yeah, it's for Franz. Since he's not at a high enough level, it can't be like giant creatures yet. Which is why it's like I was wondering, like at an 8th level, if I'd be able to do it. But at the level I'm currently at, I can do it with giant insects.
Okay.
Apparently you can. It says 8 beasts of challenge rating 1/4, and
You are,
I know this because I just had a session today with a 5th level druid, and they summoned 8 giant owls.
Wait, what was his circle though? Was he the circle of a land or a circle of a moon?
Spores.
Spores?
Yeah.
You're the circle of the
Mushroom owls.
You're the circle of the sea, aren't you?
Yes, no, I'm the circle of the land coast.
Oh. Circle of the okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here's the thing, though. I have enlarged reduce.
Oh,
So you could make a tandem spell to make it a really big wasp.
he could.
Why with the wasps?
It's like Sharon is very happy right now.
I can make it a fucking huge wasp. What's the highest size you can make this wasp?
Let's see here. I can make this wasp. Let's see here. It says a medium beast. So,
As long as the wasp is willing, I can make it large.
well, when I cast giant insect, I can the creature immediately becomes super friendly to me and obeys all my commands. So, it'd be very willing if I just told it to.
Oh, you're not talking about conjure animals then.
No, that it literally is just no. The spell itself is called. Hold on a sec. At a 4th level spell, it is called. Oh my god!
Giant insect.
Yes. It's literally it's just giant.
Transform up to 10 centipedes, 3 spiders, 5 wasps, or 1 scorpion within range into giant versions of their natural forms for the duration.
Yo, let's get fucking centipedes.
And then I have fucking large reduce.
Or just conjure animals. Just saying.
I mean, which is like if you don't like Sharon, I can offer Sheila to you. She's my scorpion.
Just progressively getting worse.
He just has a scorpion. He keeps his beard.
It's just
The scorpion pops
one
out and just waves its fucking.
terrifying insectoid creature after another.
Would you like a land lobster or would you like a fucking asshole that flies? Which one would you like?
So yeah, you have those options. You can do the insect ones, or you can conjure animals. It's a 3rd level spell. You can also conjure giant eagles, or the only Joe, I think.
Let me check my flock of familiar.
Let's see here.
I think that's just like familiar sized, so it's like the size.
Yeah,
of
so that's nothing for me. But like I said, I also still have enlarged reduce, so whatever large thing we can get, I can just make even bigger.
Make it
By
bigger
one size category.
Yeah.
Or if
We
you
get
would
a
want, I
giant
could.
eagle and then
Okay.
enlarge it.
So
It's like,
what
River,
do you
why are you so objecting to the wasp?
Okay,
I mean,
so-
Sharon's very nice.
what are you guys doing?
I would assume that we're outside the little
Make
underground
our way
area.
to the mountain.
So
Yeah.
you guys do spend about the half an hour to traverse through the giant fucking exit of Croc in avoiding the Stone Guard wardens at best, and they are obviously being distracted by what looks like regular people every day, and just asking them really stupid fucking questions.
Hell yeah.
That's one hell of a distraction.
It's almost
where's
like it's
North?
almost like the guy that's bothering the barista at Starbucks for no reason at all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh jeez.
So let's get us our flying behemoth bee, and I'll make it larger so we can carry more of us.
So as you walk in,
Yara?
yes,
Bumbuk did agree to get us out of the town too if we needed it, right?
that is correct.
Okay. Want to make sure of that. That was really the reason why I brought us all down here in the first place. I wanted an escape plan. Okay, anyway, carry on.
All right.
It
So
will be when we need to leave with Leroy.
Yep.
all right. So at this point, you guys now in the rain. It is a downpour right now. It's kind of like especially for right now that I come to note, this is kind of its springtime for the season here, and you know the rain that comes by every now and again, especially when it's towards the mountainside, is fairly frequent sometimes. At this point, you guys do try finding what looks to be a dry hive of wasps. Because that's your decision, right? That's what you want.
That's what Franz wants to do because he's like, listen, we could get there way faster flying than we could walking.
I'm pretty sure we can go flying if you conjure a bunch of giant owls or eagles or whatever.
He just kneels down to River and he's like, oh, don't worry. She doesn't bite. She just stings a lot, but she won't sting you.
All
right.
This is just a crazy old man holding up a wasp's nest saying, don't worry guys, I have an idea.
I have it under control.
This is Franz getting back at Lionel for all the magical
So-
mumbo
Lionel
jumbo
doesn't
that
give a
he's
fuck.
done.
Honestly?
Oh god.
It's like, I don't hold a grudge. Stares at Lionel. Not at all.
You grudges against him and me.
Yeah, Lionel looks at him. I've been holding. What do you mean? I've been holding a grudge ever since I've been holding a grudge for like 4 years.
Interesting.
So as you call towards a wasp, you begin to communicate with it. It seems very violently asking why you're demanding it of it, and then as soon as you make it friendly, it's like, all right, fine.
It's like, I promise
That it
it'll
was.
just be a very quick ride.
Okay, guys. The moment the thing actually becomes friendly is the moment you notice that the wasp has a beard.
Oh fuck!
It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Sharon couldn't fly us. She's a little busy at work, so we just got Franz Jr.
What the hell are you talking about?
All right, so there is a single wasp that is sitting on the nail of your friend Franz. What do you guys do?
Are you gonna cast giant insect on it?
Question: before you cast all of this, are we sure we can all get on these things and leave?
I'm
Is that a thing we don't know? Yeah, I know,
Hang
but
on the,
So keep in mind there are 4 medium-sized creatures. If you make this thing big, it could fit 2 medium-sized creatures in general. Like,
Okay. Now, question: it doesn't have to just be one wasp. It can be more than one. It says up to 5 wasps that I can transform into giant wasps.
okay, well then,
Ooh, there you go.
And in large reduce, I can cast multiple times.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
yeah,
At
if you
high
want to
level.
have,
how
if you
long
wanna
does
have
that
5
last?
gigantic.
No, Lionel, how long does the spell last? The
Alright,
enlarge reduce.
an hour, I think. 10
Let me
minutes.
let me double check here.
Also, putting that as
concentration up to one. Concert up to 1 minute, doubles in size and dimensions, weight multiplied, growth size by 1 size category.
duration. It's at the very top.
Duration. Concentration for up to 1 minute. I have to keep concentration. That doesn't say the creature does.
Okay, so
Wait, for a minute. So it's going to last for a minute.
yeah, the thing about
Alright.
enlarge and reduce is technically a combat spell.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so
All right,
there
watch
are
that plan.
there are now 4 more approaching wasps on the backhand of Franz, and you make them big. There are.
All right.
You guys see what is the weirdest fucking thing you've all ever seen, and many of them go, okay, sure. And as you all slowly approach and get on what is the smooth exterior exoskeleton of
Everyone's not
wasps.
approaching.
Garu, not seeing a giant monstrosity before him, is gonna pet one.
As you do, it is smooth to the touch.
Ah, well, this is different.
Weird horse.
Helena gives like a very light kick to River's bum, and then she's gonna approach one of them as well.
As you do, due to the nature of the Feywild, you're a little bit more not shocked by the weird thing that you've seen because you're surrounded by weird things every day.
Yep.
And as you hop on yours, everyone begins to hop on their respective wasps.
River is doing the Lionel catatonic.
Oh, come on, River.
Wait,
you
if there
wanted
are
to be
5
brave, did you not?
If there are 5 wasps and 6 of us, then wouldn't that mean one of us, like...
2 of us are
Just
small.
small and
Two
River.
of them are small, so they
Yeah.
can fit a
I'll-
one medium-sized rain.
I'll hoist River up with me.
Okay. All right, so
Who am I riding shotgun with?
Franz offers a hand to Lionel. Please, my best
Hell
friend.
yeah, let's get on. Let's go.
by
Crunch friends, let's go.
the way, what was, and I'm assuming at this point, Franz, when you shaved, it was clean shaven when in the middle of your travels. It went from stubble to slightly stylish to now it's starting to break into bushy. So
That's one fucking hell of a beard.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Like
we're doing Red Dead
yours.
Redemption logic then.
No, it's been over the course of about a week about a week, so it's obviously growing back at
I'm
a
starting to think.
It's like
starting
that
to see Francis
SpongeBob
half
bit.
dwarf.
yeah.
No, it's like the SpongeBob bit. Of course it's fake. This is what a real man's mustache looks like.
He just shaves, turns around, and it's already back.
I'm going to start attaching your beard growth to the spells you cast.
Yes.
Just
Conjure beard.
all right,
This
so
makes me extremely happy.
Behold the mantle of manliness.
River just looks at Franz and Lionel on the wasp.
Okay.
I hate this. I hate them, and I hate this, and I hate you. Looks at
Crunch
me.
buddy.
so you guys in a sincere almost like cheetah-like speed, you guys just start flying, and you guys are beginning your trek up to the summit of Croc. So at this point, to note that you guys will be spending several hours on Wasp back. I had to really think that one. Like the gears grinded a bit. I'm not gonna lie. On Wasp back, as you guys begin to traverse up the side, and I need you all to make animal handling checks, as I'm going to assume.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh.
Simply on the premise that you guys are beginning to hit the first layer of downdraft into the night, and all the pressure that has built up to the top is now coming down, and these things are just giant wasps. Even they don't know what they're doing.
Fair
16.
enough.
I got a
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I
17.
got 16.
I got a dirty
16.
20.
21.
21,
I have a 25.
25.
I have a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 16 too.
And River?
17.
All right, so all of you guys pass,
Oh.
and and you guys manage to get through the first wave. And
So annoying.
Yeah,
And-
this is some fucking weird turbulence.
by the way, the sound of buzzing is now just in your
Yeah.
ears. It's
Mhm.
unavoidable at this point.
Wha-
As you get closer and closer, you begin to see there is a slightly bigger storm brewing off in the distance.
Mm.
Ruh-roh.
A little bit more time passes, and you guys begin to see now, as you are met with the night. It is black. It is raining. These things are struggling to keep up. The air is beginning to thin. And at this point, I need you guys to make one more animal handling check, and this will complete the others.
I want to say something though.
Yes.
What up?
Yeah.
Given River's situation with these fucking things, would I roll with disadvantage or normal?
Go!
Wait.
You've had these
Question.
You've had the assistance of your friends to kind of
Okay.
guide
I was gonna
you
say I'm riding
through.
with her. So.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
like
technically.
yeah, so technically, Helena, you should be rolling with advantage.
I
Oh,
bet with
okay,
the right.
I'll
I
take
bet
it
on the
then.
right horse over here.
No, that's much better.
Guy who did that.
That is much better. 18 for me.
All right.
Yeah, no, Helena, you can only feel River shaking like a chihuahua dog. Like it's just.
All right. So,
Okay, then how about this? I'm gonna pass instead of taking a roll. I'm gonna pass assistance on the Franz.
all right. So
Ooh.
Franz, go ahead and roll with advantage.
All
I'm
right.
gonna wait till everyone's done before I say what I got.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I got a nat 20.
You got a natural 20?
Oh!
All right. Garu,
It's got a 17.
17. All right. You are holding on for dear life, by the way. And by the way, the flap of the wings, your echolocation, almost as if the immediate vicinity, the sound waves are so thin that you can kind of make out details of your friends if you look at them, and they're pretty interesting looking people.
So this is what it's like. You're all horribly ugly.
Why do I give these things to you? I don't know. I love it. I really do. But why I give these things to you?
You guys watch as a firebolt whizzes past his head.
Oh god, you probably see Canis with his helmet on. You must think he looks like a bucket.
All you see
God, that's right.
a
see
bucket
like a
man.
Oh
You
wait,
don't even have a face.
wait a minute. Are you
Points towards the
flying into a light storm covered in metal?
Quiet, you.
Canis.
Dad magic. Shut up.
Canis. What is your roll?
5.
Woo! Wait, pause. Okay, so like, is Canis trying to like animal handle these creatures, or he's trying to like steer out of the evilness of the rain?
He is trying to hold on for dear life under the circumstances that he would be knocked off.
Wait a
So,
minute. How many wasps will we have?
you guys had 5.
4.
5.
Or
so it's
4.
1, 2, 4. Okay, no, never mind then.
So,
Oh shit, well, no, I don't think I would be able to do it. Crap.
No, wait a second. Hold on. If two of us are like pair on the one, don't we have a backup just like flying with us?
No,
They
you
came-
took separate.
Mm.
Ah.
So, Canis, as you are still holding on, the slickness of
Wait,
the
he can
rain,
fly.
the slickness of the rain, and the fact that you have no real grip due to metal is how you handle things. You begin to slip, and your boot slips off the back, and this thing begins to lean back, and the wings begin to slightly become deformed and are taken by the wind, and you begin to fall.
Cool, I sprout my wings.
Cool. So
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was
Don't
waiting
forget
for.
that I could fly.
Yeah, I just said that he can fly.
Yeah, so as you fall back, the wasp begins to fall back towards the forested area, and Canis, you simply stop yourself mid-air and begin flapping these ethereal wings as you begin to keep up with the rest of your party. So,
I keep forgetting
Yeah,
he
just give
has
the
those
thumbs up,
things.
And I just
Dude,
give a
it's
thumbs
his
up,
DT.
everyone.
yeah.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
So,
But what
Out of
happened
all
to
the
the
people-
wasp? Does
Yeah,
Out
I
of all the
rolled-
people to
I
fall.
rolled real shit, and then I remembered, wait a second, I can fly.
Yeah, this is fine.
So the story of the wasp is that as he begins to break away from the rest, he ends up falling deep into the forest. He crashes. He
you
doesn't
just hear an
die.
explosion beneath there?
He doesn't die, but he does revert back to his regular bee form. It's his regular wasp form, and what I could assume, in about a year from now, another wasp hive will be up closer towards the top of this mountain. So,
Thank you for your help, Simon.
This is the first time Helena has seen him fly.
Yeah, Helena's
true.
looking very impressed, and like when Canis gives the thumbs up, she kind of gives one up back.
Just, just. So, as you guys begin to press beyond onward, and you guys now, after breaking through the clouds, finally you reach what looks to be the summit of Croc. After trying to find an immediate landing area, you are met with what looks to be a giant nested area. As you all begin to land, I'm assuming at this point the bees have to disperse, because have they done their job?
They've done, once they completed their task, they pretty much do revert back and go away.
All right, so they revert back and then they fly back down because it is difficult to breathe up here. So, as you guys begin to stand, what looks to be almost like a small alcove before a stairway up to a nested area where, you remember, they spoke of a rock that would take perch here. And
Yeah, are
you
there,
guys,
like, feathers left behind or something?
you guys begin to see along the tree lines around here. You begin to see various like broken feathers, and feathers about the size of, buildings. And
Wait, what?
Yeah, these things are huge.
Ooh.
They are about 30 square feet long and about 6 square feet wide.
What the fuck?
That's a big bird.
How are we supposed to carry these things?
Bag of holding.
Ooh.
I don't think it's that big.
Does it have
It has to
enough room?
fit into the
Just
bag.
gotta cram it in there.
All right, so
How do we transport this without damaging it?
Well, feathers are flexible. I think we can manage.
My
Kinda.
childlike sense of wonder tells me we slide it down the mountain.
I think it will get damaged by the time we get
Sled.
there.
I mean, hold on. He does have
Use it
mending,
as a
right?
kite and have us fly down.
There you go.
all right.
Oh shit, that's right.
That was a joke.
Shut up though, I can cast flight on the feather.
Yeah!
Also, if you have any more of those enlarge reduce spells,
All right.
Haven't you-
that's another.
Can.
So here's the description of the bag of holding. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
64
So we can just cram them in there, since they're like 30 feet.
Huh.
Well, it's 30 by 6 by like, I don't know, an inch.
They are thick feathers. They probably range between 4 to 6 inches, depending on depending on which ones are and are not broken.
It's like a stick, like a proper, like one of those thin trees.
By the
Not
way,
heavy though, but so.
by the
Let me
way,
double check something, because I have Tensor's floating disc.
as you guys see the giant, bright, open, starry night, this dance of the cosmos begins to kind of just develop your immediate senses of wonder. And you hear the sound from atop the summit.
Call.
As
A call.
you guys are on the lower end, you guys begin to see like a shadow in the night. A veil, almost like a stencil that blocks out the stars. you hear the deep
It was a pleasure, guys.
and
Can I hide
As
underneath a
I
feather?
was gonna say, am I allowed to hide? I didn't want to interrupt the description.
Yeah.
as
Sorry, but
it peers above over the summit. You see a giant bird-like creature, its wingspan huge, just far beyond. And with a single flap of its wings, it begins to lift itself. Another flap. You see the clouds begin to part the summit. And once more, it starts to rise over the summit, and it begins to glide just above the cloud line, following the storm. It begins to bank, and suddenly you begin the slight sense this is still a bird of prey. And it begins to bank towards all of you.
Oh,
And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's game, everyone.
Damn it.
Insects to it. Oh no.
Feed it the bun sex. Give it all in large spell. Let it eat.
Yeah, but the BI flew up here and I don't know, crashed and exploded or something.
Juice on the rock.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that is that's tonight's episode. Thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. I'm very glad, if not always humbled by the presence here. Before we actually go tonight, I do want to do one thing, and that is something that I kind of want to include into the stream. Oh my god, why would you do that? Oh, Jesus, stop.
Grabby hands.
All right.
That is nightmares.
That is nightmare inducing. So I want to give a thank you to everyone tonight that ended up becoming a subscriber, their bits and whatnot. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to Zero Ember, who donated $200 tonight for the stream.
Damn.
Thank you.
There's a new GoPro.
Right?
Or the mic.
Oh my gosh.
Necessary.
And I wanted to give a thank you to Navic42 for your subscription. Thank you very, very much. Always good to have that. And an anonymous cheerer, and on 20. Thank you for your 20 bits. That's very much appreciated. And also Bromad the Nomad, who rated us with a party of 34. That was really awesome. Thank you.
Bromad.
Hey,
Bro, mad.
It's a broma.
So
He's a good lad.
So with that being said, I thank you all for everything, and really I cannot do this show without any of you, and I want to give a thank you to those, and I hope to see some of your favorite moments from tonight's stream on Twitter. I want to give out some codes. All right, so that being said, thank you guys so much, and as always, see you next Sunday. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.